This is a quick corner desk that I'm making, and I'll talk about this project in a minute. I'm using water-based polyurethane, and I wanted to answer a question about water-based polyurethane that I got a few weeks ago. But before that, I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the questions I got on the scaffold. One of the questions was, why use washers for the scaffolding? And I may end up taking that apart and reusing the 2x4s on another project. Or even if I just take the scaffolding apart and store it, it's just easier to pull the screws out with the washers on, because if you don't use the washers, you can really bury those screws. Another question, a few people had this question, it was one of the things that I was thinking about, and that is screwing the casters to the end grain of the 2x4s. And I'm not concerned about it because I'm going to be the only one using the scaffolding, and I'll be careful as I move it around. But it did get me thinking a little bit, and if I wanted to make it more secure, maybe one day I'll weld a metal strap to the bottom of the caster and fold the strap up so you can actually attach the strap then to the sides of the 2x4. If you know what I'm talking about. And then that would be very secure. And that's something I may do down the road. A few people wanted to know how much did the materials cost. And it was just about $90. And it's just a lot more convenient to make something like that because I can custom make it to the size I want. And also, the job's going to take me probably 2 weeks because that's not the only thing I'm working on. I'm fortunate with this project that it's in one side of the house and there's doors that close up. Hang on a second. There's doors that close so I can sort of close everybody out and keep the mess contained. So I guess that's about it as far as the scaffolding goes. Now, as far as this corner desk, this is something that I'm making for my father. My brother Will is, I don't know, he didn't design it, but he's putting together a flight simulator. My dad's a pilot, and my brother Jim's a pilot too. My brother Jim still flies, but my dad's a pilot, and he was going to use this flight simulator. And the idea is you have 3 screens, one in the center and 2 on each side. And it's one of these things where if you look out the window, I think it can follow your head and you can actually see what would be down there. I'm not a real tech kind of a guy, but that's what this is going to be. And again, I'm using this Gornica plywood, which is really nice. I like this plywood a lot. And I'm using waterborne or water-based polyurethane as a finish. And so a little bit about water-based polyurethanes. I like them on a light wood for the insides of cabinets, for a desktop like this when I'm using birch plywood, maybe maple. I steer away from water-based polyurethanes when I feel like I'm making a piece of fine furniture or using a wood like cherry or sapele or walnut, because I don't feel that it does the same thing to the grain. It doesn't really pop the grain the way an oil-based polyurethane or an oil-based waterlocks finish would work or would use. The one thing about an oil-based polyurethane is it does yellow over time, and that doesn't have that much of an effect on a darker wood. But on a light wood, you do get sort of that yellow look. And so that's not something that I really like. Plus the water-based, this is Aqua Czar. And I just started using this. I think it's all kind of the same. But I just started to use this brand about a year ago. It dries really fast. And I don't have any brush marks on here. When I apply water-based polyurethane, I kind of apply it really quickly, going across the grain, and then feather it back and forth and work my way out. And again, this isn't a piece of fine furniture, but it's nice to have some kind of a protective surface on the wood. It just keeps it from getting dirty. So that's what's going on. I might make a short video. I did film some of this as I was making it. If you want to see the video, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll put it all together. I think I'm going to install this tomorrow night. So that's what's going on. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you soon.